Hey dolls, so thank you for tuning in to another episode of Designing Rachel Marie. As all of you already know by now, I am yours truly, Rachel Marie. And so today I wanted to make this video completely dedicated to how to get a quote with Duran. I get so many messages on IG underneath the comment section of these videos and just all over. How did you get your quote? How did you get your quote? How did you get your quote? So I wanted to make a video completely dedicated to ways you can get a quote. So that way it should answer any question that anyone has on how I got my quote and other ways that you can get your quote. So let's dive right into this video because I want to kind of make this a quick one. And then also I'm going to do a couple pictures at the end of the video just to kind of show you guys my body a little bit. Just some pictures I took today. Today was my first day back at work. So I took a few pictures in the bathroom mirror, kind of admiring myself. I will tell y'all it was all hell because I haven't really worn jeans since surgery. And this morning I was like, I had to dress business professional or whatever, and I had to wear jeans with no rips and whatever. And I had all kinds of hell trying to get some jeans to go over this ass. But I made it work. They were the stretchiest jeans in my closet, and they worked. So make a long story short, I think I need to go buy me some new jeans, y'all. Yep. Think either I'm going to be team dressed for a while, or I need to go buy some jeans. But I am trying to wait because I heard that the Fluff Fairy comes at about 3 months. And as of Friday, I will be 8 weeks post-op. So I got about another month before hopefully the Fluff Fairy hits me. So if the Fluff Fairy hits, I don't want to buy jeans now and have to buy more jeans in a month or whenever she hits. So that's why I'm not super eager to buy jeans. Okay. Let's get into the content on why you're here today, which is how to get a quote with Duran. Okay, me personally, when I decided to go with Duran, I got a quote through 3 different coordinators. Well, 4. Well, I reached out to 4 different coordinators. I got a quote through 3. One of them was kind of like playing a tug of war type thing. She wanted money before she gave me the quote. And so I didn't even end up going through her. So I wanted to first give you the information from the people that I got the quotes from, and then give you a couple other people that I have run across through my dealings that I think would do a good job with the quote. So first and foremost, the person that I actually went through for my surgery was my recovery house. That is Healing Haven Recovery House. Healing Haven Recovery House. My representative and the owner there, her name is Jules. Jules is really cool with Duran. Like Duran actually loves her, loves her. When I went into Duran's office and they was like, who's her coordinator? And she was like, she was like Jules. She was like, oh, I love Jules. Jules so sweet. Like everybody in Duran's office loves Jules. So that kind of gave me like some brownie points and bonuses based off of my coordinator because they really like Jules. I don't know why they really like her, but they do. So Jules, Jules is the bomb.com if you're trying to get in with Duran. She got my stuff done like within literally like 48 hours. She gave me my quote like right there on spot. And then she paid my deposit, sent me my receipt. We talked on, want to say like a Saturday, Monday morning, she got me my receipt. So if you're wanting to get in touch with Jules, please write this information down. I will not be putting this in the comment section of the videos. I am going to say it. So if you need it, write it down. Jules communicates through WhatsApp. The number that you need to contact Jules is 646-400-7740. Again, 646-400-7740. That is to Jules at Healing Haven Recovery House. You do not have to stay with her in order for her to get a quote for you. So do not think you have to stay with her in order to get your quote through Duran with her. Now, I'm pretty sure she'll throw you a great deal if you choose to stay with her as well. I'll do another video to kind of touch bases on how I felt about the recovery house. I don't have anything bad to say. So, you know, that if that gives you guys a little bit of information, I actually have a friend that is going down there in like a week and a half. And I just talked to her tonight, and I just told her, like, yeah, I will go through her. So I just recommended a close friend of mine tonight to go to Jules. So I'm not telling you guys anything that I wouldn't recommend to any of my friends that I actually deal with on a day-to-day. Like I told y'all before in previous videos, I was a little aggravated and upset while I was over there, but now that I'm back and I kind of see that I was overreacting because I was tense and, you know, just not myself, I feel completely different. But again, I'll do a completely separate video with the review of the recovery house. But when it comes to the coordination and all of that, Jules got y'all. Like, she got a good relationship with Duran. That's going to help you. And I mean, like, she knows her stuff. Like, if it's some obstacles that y'all gonna have to get around, Jules is gonna make sure it happens. So that is my number one person that I would tell y'all to do, because that is the person that I used. Okay, next person. And this is my second choice. And she's gonna be my second choice because she was the coordinator that I was working with before I switched to Jules and switched to Duran. And she's on top of stuff. Her name is Lefney. Initially, Lefney was only a coordinator for Dr. Mejia, but Lefney stepped out and became an independent coordinator, which means that she will coordinate for anyone. You know, any surgeon that you use in a DR, Lefney can do it. Lefney is very, very talented. She's very professional, and she gets stuff done. She has a very take charge attitude, and she's right on top of stuff. If you ask her a question, she's right on it. I wish that I would have, you know, of course, been able to continue to use her. But like I said, it made more sense for me when I switched to Duran to just go ahead and have Jules do it, because she was already coordinating my stay. It just made sense to keep all the eggs in one basket there. But that does not change the fact that I want to shoot, you know, Lefney out to the top of my lungs, because she was amazing the entire time that I had her as a coordinator. Even when I got to the DR and I told her that I wasn't going to have surgery with Mejia and I was going to go ahead and have it with Duran, she still conducted herself in a very professional manner, and she still was very attentive to my needs. So for that, I recommend her to anybody. And again, she can get quotes for Duran as well. I just went through Jules. So she's a definite, you know, contender. If you don't want to use Jules and you want to use somebody else, Lefney's great. Lefney's WhatsApp number. So everybody that I'm going to give you today, I'm going to give you their WhatsApp number, because that's how all these people communicate, and that's how you're going to get a hold to them. So Lefney's WhatsApp number is 646-573-9477. Again, Lefney is 646-573-9477. All right. So the next coordinator that I'm going to shout out is Medical Aesthetic Services. They actually were going to be the place that I was going to book with before I contacted my recovery house, and she was like, oh, I can do that for you. You don't need them. So this is the place that had me like about to send my money over. And then when I called my recovery house to tell them that I was switching doctors and I wanted her opinion on the doctor I was switching to, she was like, well, what are they charging you to coordinate? And she beat them out price-wise. So that's another reason why I went through where I went through, because she beat them out by $50 price-wise. So Medical Aesthetic Services, they were on time. They were prompt with their responses. I didn't have any issues getting any responses or getting any of my questions answered. I didn't feel like there was a barrier in communication through WhatsApp. I felt like she was able to understand everything that I was typing in English. And because a lot of times what you'll notice is when you communicate with the people in the Dominican, even though they might speak English, they don't speak English like we speak English. So like they may understand some of the words that you're saying, but not all. So then when they respond, it's almost like their responses are incomplete because they didn't understand exactly what you were saying. So with this service or this coordination company, I did not feel like there was a barrier in communication. I felt like we would have been able to do great business together. Like I said, the only thing that really took them out the equation is my recovery house beat them out by $50 on the coordination fee. And let's face it, the coordination fee is not anything that has to do with your services or anything like that. That's just what you're giving them to basically go in there and handle the communication between you and Duran and run your deposit in there. That's it. So they are also on IG. So you can just type in medical, MEDICAL, aesthetic, AESTHETIC, and then services. Y'all know how to spell services, right? Okay, with an S. And then the WhatsApp number is 809-601-2999. Again, that's 809-601-2999. So you can just WhatsApp and say, hey, I'd like a quote with Duran. There you go. And they'll send you back the little questionnaire on what to send over, and there you go. Okay, next person that I'd like to touch bases on is another company that was very prompt with me and got back to me with a response and a quote. This person just wasn't able to get the date that I wanted. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind. Each coordinator can get certain dates. They have certain dates reserved under them. So like one coordinator may not have your date, but another one may. So you have to kind of fish around through coordinators to see who's going to have your date. That's another thing, not to just keep adding on to Jules on why I mess with Jules. Jules got such a good relationship with Duran. She went in there and was like, I know a girl got this date and that girl canceled her surgery. I need that date. Like Jules will go in there and like lay the law down and be like, hey, I got a girl. I need this date. Jules is going to get that date. Like Jules is going to make stuff happen. That's why I mess with Jules on that coordination with Duran, because they got such a good relationship. Jules can kind of just go in there and just kind of throw her weight around and they going to give Jules what she needs. But now this Dra Cosmetic Surgery Consultants. I like them because they have a website, and when you go to the website, you fill out the little questionnaire form and all of that, attach your pictures, and then they email you back with your quote and your information and all that good stuff. So the website, I don't have their WhatsApp number because I never actually had to WhatsApp them, is www.drcosmeticsurgeonts.com, which is basically www.drcosmeticsurgeryconsultants with an S.com. And that's how you'll get in touch with them. Great, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have any problems with them. They got back to me promptly, no issues. Next person, Mama Lucy Recovery Home. I worked with them a little bit, and I met a girl while I was in the DR, and me and her still communicate to this day because she's down here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area with me. So we still communicate. And she received her quote and also stayed at their recovery house. So Mama's Lucy Recovery House is a recovery house, but they also have a good relationship with Duran. They bring them in donuts and cookies, and they sweet her up. And I know somebody that personally, while I was there, used their coordination services and their recovery house, and she didn't have any complaints. The lady that I had initially talked to, when I was going to possibly do my quote, the only reason I didn't get a quote with them is she wanted me to send her coordination fee before she got me a quote. So some of those coordinators want the money first, then they give you a quote. Because a lot of them, if you think about it and be smart about them, a lot of them go out and they get you quotes and they don't get no money because a lot of girls just want quotes and don't book. So with them asking for money up front, it's not like they're doing anything for free. So it's almost like whether you book or you don't book, I got my money. And they're not waiting for you to decide if you're going to actually do the surgery before they get their money. Very smart move. If I was in the business, I'd probably do the same, because you'll find yourself all day working for people who ain't even serious about the surgery. So I get it from a business perspective. at the time, I was just more so like trying to fill out my options and see how much she was going to charge me. So I wasn't willing, because I had already paid Dr. Mahia, I wasn't willing to give anybody any money up front. Either you going to give me a quote or not. And that's why I didn't use her. But like I said, once I got down there and I met this girl, and I'm not going to say her name, obviously, because I don't have her permission, but I met this girl and her sister. They used them, the coordination and everything. They didn't have any problems. They enjoyed their stay. Like I said, I still talk to her to this day. She didn't have any complaints with her recovery house and the coordination. And Lucy Casa is the lady that I talked to. She did not text me or anything through WhatsApp. I actually communicated with her through Facebook Messenger. So if you want to look for her on Facebook, her name is Lucy, Lucy, and last name is Casa, Casa. So Lucycasa. And you can find her on Facebook, and she used Messenger. That's how me and her communicated. So she's another great avenue that you guys can use to get a quote. Last person that I've actually made contact with that I wouldn't necessarily recommend them, but they can get the job done. I have a friend right now, that same friend that I was just telling y'all, I just told her to stay at Jules, Healing Haven Recovery, that just used them. And I'm telling her to stay at Jules because she's having a little bit of an issue with her coordinator. And I'm like, if you stay with Jules, Jules got that great relationship that's going to help you out. Even if your coordinator is falling off a little bit, you can go in there and say Jules' name, and that's going to help you. So and I see a lot of girls have issues with them. Surgery coordinator. They are one of the most popular ones, and I see the most issues from them. I don't know if it's because they're so popular that they have so many issues, but here was my issue with them. I sent them over the same pictures that I sent everybody else. Same customer information, same weight, same everything. They sent me a quote, and the quote says, contingent on the fact that you lose 15 pounds. So the quote was only good if I lost 15 pounds. But in the fine print of the quote, it states your BMI must be lower than a 33, all the requirements or whatever that you need to meet in order to get surgery with Duran. So at that point, I communicated with them through WhatsApp. So I sent the message back after they sent me that, and I was like, well, you state that I need to lose 15 pounds, but the BMI requirement is a 33. I'm below the 33. I'm at a 31. So why do I need to lose weight? Because if I lose 15 more pounds, my BMI is really, really low. And then I risk the fact of not having enough fat for my BBL, because I'm a weight loss patient. So a lot of my weight is going to be the excess skin, not necessarily fat that she's going to be able to use for my BBL. So for me, I needed more explanation. And so I typed up this long, it wasn't too long, but I typed up that and sent it over, and they never responded. Never said a word back, never did anything, just left me on red. So I don't know if that's just like a generic response that they send to people, because I've ran into several dolls where they've said the same exact thing to, and the doll's BMI doesn't require her to lose weight. So that is the only reason why I'm ruling surgery coordinator out, is because I just feel like they are so busy that they send these generic ass responses that don't even apply. And I don't think that they actually even take the time to really communicate with the people that they're coordinating with, because they've gotten so big and they're such a popular name that people just book with them based off of that. So I would pick any of these other choices before I would pick surgery coordinator. And like I said, the girl that I'm friends with right now, again, I'm not giving any names, but she's having issues right now, and she's literally like 12 days before she flies out, like literally less than 2 weeks before she flies out. And now with the changes in the DR, they're trying to tell her that she needs to come earlier and change up a whole bunch of stuff, and they're doing all of this within 2 weeks of her surgery. So now she's like all panicking and stuff, but if this is something that she needed to do, y'all should have told her this well in advance. So again, that adds to another reason why they're not my top choice when it comes to coordinating. Now, if you can't get a quote through none of these other people that I've listed out, then sure enough, try your hand with them. I'm gonna give you their WhatsApp number anyway because I'll contact them. I'm not hating on anybody's money. My thing is to give you dolls options because I get so many of you dolls asking me, how do I do this? How do I do that? And this is one of the most popular questions. So I felt like it was popular enough to dedicate an entire video to it. That way, anytime you guys have questions, there's a video literally titled, How to Get a Quote with Duran. Now you don't have to ask this question anymore, and you can send it to your friends or whoever. If they're trying to get a quote, listen to this video. I'm gonna give you plenty of ways to get a quote. But again, you gotta know you're gonna pay. You have to pay for the coordinator, y'all. It's not free, and trust me, it's worth it. But surgical coordinator, surgery coordinator, that's what they are on IG, like surgery, like SURGI, and then coordinator. That's what they are on IG. But their WhatsApp number is 347-707-1100. So that's 347-707-1100. And then last but not least, I have one other lady that's kind of struck my attention. I have not personally booked with her, but she's making a lot of noise on IG. Like, I've noticed she's been putting a lot of energy and effort and making sure she's cycling and so forth, and I'm following her. But it's Chin to the Sky. And that's spelled Chin like CHIN, and then the number 2, and then THESKY. That is her name on IG. I've never used her before, y'all. So I'm not giving any personal information. I don't know anybody that's used her. She's just surfacing on IG. And I'm just giving her to you guys because if none of these people that I sent you work out, she's another person that y'all can look into to see about maybe getting a quote. I recommend getting a quote with a couple of these people. When I first got my quote with Duran, I got 3 quotes, 3 separate quotes with different people. Actual quotes that I saw. I contacted 4 people, but I got 3 separate quotes. And the 4th person, like I said, Lucy thing, they didn't want to give me nothing until I paid, which I understand. So the 3 quotes that I got before, I was able to look at them, and believe it or not, one of my quotes was more than the others. They had tacked the extra $100 on. One quote was $5,400. Everybody else's was $53. I had one quote that was $5,400. And I was like, well, why was this quote different? So I do encourage you guys, just because, you're getting a quote with Duran, don't just get excited because you got a quote. Try to get a couple of them so you can see if any of the prices vary or they different. And then, like I said, yes, your quote is going to be your quote, but you got to think about all those additionals, and they're going to have that in the quote, the additionals, this and that and that and that. So again, if you have questions about the prices, go back, watch my actual money spent in the Dominican Republic, because that's going to give you the for sure dollars that I spent while I was over there, not just my quote. If you want to know what I was quoted, I do have another video for what I was quoted with Duran. You can go back and watch that, and you can compare that to the video on what I actually spent. So that'll kind of give you that gray area of what I was quoted based off of what I actually spent, if you want to go back and watch those videos. I didn't want to spend too much time today. So that's all the information that I kind of jotted to. Yeah, that's it for this video. I didn't want to spend too much time today going over that stuff, but I felt like it was extremely important to put this video out there because I have so many of y'all that are trying to get close with Duran. And I do believe that Duran's vacation is coming up. I believe it's all the month of September. She does like a yearly vacation where she's off the whole month. So, I can't remember exactly when her vacation is, so don't quote me on that. But she does do a vacation where she's not doing nothing. But look into these people for quotes. Again, Jules is who I went through. I didn't have any complaints on, how she coordinated things and kept things together. Sometimes I felt like, she could have did a little bit better with communicating certain things to me. But that's just because I was not knowledgeable about any of this process before. So I went in completely green, not knowing anything. And I'm kind of, I'm not an easy person to please sometimes when it comes for information. I like a lot of description, and I just felt like things weren't explained to me the way I wanted them at times. But again, now that I'm home and I done went through the process, I feel so much better about everything. So that's why I tell everybody, and I will keep saying that, trust the goddamn process. Trust it. Like, I cannot express that to y'all enough. There are going to be days where you're going to be so frustrated that you're going to want to just punch somebody in the goddamn face. And you can't. I need y'all to trust the process and be patient and know that it's all going to be worth it. Each day that you heal and you get a little bit better, you start to realize more and more why it's more and more worth it. Like, I'm finally getting to a place where I'm feeling good, to where I don't feel bad anymore and I don't really ache as much. And I'm starting to really kind of enjoy the benefits to what I went through. I'm starting to feel the confidence boost and all of that. Even though I ain't went through the fluff, and I'm waiting on the fluff fairy because I just want to know what it's going to bring me. And I'm going to share them pictures right after this, I swear. Because y'all did tell me that on one of the comments, and I feel bad, y'all, that I'm not sharing enough pictures. So I'm going to make sure to start including more pictures of my body. Also, another thing I started to do is post more pictures on IG. So if you haven't already started to follow me, please follow me on IG. I am Designing Rachel Marie on IG. Follow me, because sometimes I post, I've just started recently making sure that I post pictures on IG, which obviously I can't just post pictures on YouTube. So if you want to see more pictures are being posted on IG. So go on there and follow me. But I'm going to start attaching more pictures to my videos at the end so y'all can see a little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to close out for the night because I've accomplished my mission here. And I don't think I need anything else at this point, but if you guys need anything from me, don't be strangers. You guys always leave those comments in the section below. Also, subscribe. We're getting closer to our 1,000 mark. If we hit that 1,000 mark, I can start going live for you guys. That is my goal. So when we hit the 1,000 mark, we'll start going live. I can answer questions live, and you don't have to wait for your responses. And that's just going to make things better overall for the channel. So do that for me so we can continue to build here, and I'll continue to give whatever information I can and keep you guys updated on my journey. So until next time, I love you guys, and we'll talk soon.
Every single day